Okay, good morning. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers. Had some technical difficulties, had to reconnect to the streaming service, all of my accounts, which took a little bit of time, so I'm sorry about that. So, this is the daily ecom planning session. Our topic today is Mercari versus Poshmark, Poshmark versus Mercari, and we're glad that you're here. So, before we get into that, get into the daily ecom planning session, um, what we're going to do is we're going to go through a little housekeeping. So let me click on. So we are live on Clubhouse. We're live on Facebook, but only on my personal page, not on my fan page, and not in the groups because I couldn't connect this morning. In addition to that, we're live on Clubhouse. So if you want to download the daily, the weekly, or the monthly ecom planning session, you can go to the e-commerce planning Facebook group, click on files, and download the daily, the weekly, and the monthly section after you click on the menu. So look on the menu, look for the word files, click there, and then you'll be able to download the daily, the weekly, and the monthly session so you can follow along, and the daily ecom planning session. So with that, our topic today is Mercari versus Poshmark. We're continuing our versus series, and hopefully you'll tune in tomorrow or share this out with a friend, let somebody else know about the versus series. So I will be honest and transparent. I sell on Mercari for sure. I don't sell on Poshmark for a few different reasons, but I do have an account and I have sold and listed there. Um, so let's talk about the differences between Mercari and Poshmark. So with Mercari, you do have lower fees. That is a con for Poshmark. They do have a little bit higher fees. Um, it's both of them are easy to list. So you can easily list your items. You use it. It's a mobile app. So both of them are mobile apps. You take a picture in your mobile app, and then you can go ahead and list the item. Put in the details, the title, description. Make sure you take amazing pictures, and be able to list your item on their platform. So the steps to go through and list are not terribly hard. With Mercari, you do have some selling features like promotions and discounts and things like that. There is a private chat facility, so if somebody wants to chat with you about, your product or ask you a question, you can do that privately. On Mercari, you can sell almost anything, like pretty close to almost anything. There's a list of things that you can sell, but the list is definitely longer than the list is on Poshmark. So you can sell more things on Mercari than you can on Poshmark. And the shipping is potentially lower than it is on Poshmark. The reason is because if I were to sell a pair of earrings, my shipping cost on Poshmark is they start with the default standard shipping of like $7.45 or something like that. Whereas with Mercari, I can definitely ship it for way less than that. So it depends on what it is that you're selling and what the initial default shipping is going to be. The shipping had traditionally always been lower on Mercari, but with the USPS raising their prices, the shipping cost may gone up a little bit. So again, you may find that a lot of the things that you sell on Mercari, the shipping is lower. Now, the pros of selling on Poshmark, well, it is a social marketplace. So there's a lot of sharing, and you can host virtual parties and things like that. Um, so you'll find that they try to mimic more of a social interactive platform than Mercari. Like you're not doing all that on Mercari. It is easy to list. There's lots of different selling features. They have more selling features than they do on Mercari, just a few more. And they also have a free authentication program for luxury items over $500. So that should give you a hint. You have the opportunity to sell higher price things on Poshmark. So I think hence the word posh in the name Poshmark. In addition to that, there's no return once a buyer has received and accepted the item. So once they received and accepted, there's no return, which is fantastic. Good feedback is shown on Poshmark. Again, it's more of a social platform, so they're sharing good feedback. And the payouts are fast on Poshmark compared to Mercari, so a little bit of a slower payout. And you can sell higher priced items, as I said before. So the cons of selling on Mercari, there are from time to time some system quirks. I've experienced this. Like I've sold an item and then the item popped back up, and I was like, I don't know what's going on there. And then I sold an item, and people have made offers to me like 6 days later. I'm like, why is that? So it's a little weird to me sometimes. Things that you've sold sometimes it'll show the sold and available items, and so then people are making offers for something. I'm like, it's already sold. So I've had to just flat out delete it, so that way, because it was already inactive. So I don't know. That's happened to me personally. I've heard other people have that happen to them as well. The shipping cost is rising. So, and that's because of the fact that they'll use the carriers, and of course, USPS has raised their price just a little bit, and so have the other carriers. So there's going to continue to be a little bit of a rise in the shipping, but it's still, comparatively speaking, less than Poshmark. So that's good. Then they have slower payouts than Poshmark. That is true. And there are stories, people have had challenges with scammers on Poshmark. So that's unfortunate. I think scammers are going to show up on any platform. It's not specific to Mercari. It is not. So, you have scammers on Amazon, okay? But there's some stories that have rolled around of scammers. So there's different Facebook groups you can join in, and they'll talk about what they've experienced with the scammer. So that's another thing. And I will tell you, with Mercari, they do in favor, or they in most cases, of the buyer. So that creates some of the challenges of dealing with scammers. And then bargain shoppers are the ones that are mainly on Mercari. So they're looking for a deal. They're going to definitely make you an offer. You can ignore it. Same thing with Poshmark. They make you an offer. You can ignore it, or you can accept it. So you're going to find some bargain shoppers looking for a deal on Mercari. But Mercari is starting to get a lot more traffic. There's a few other things about Mercari. Like, you can do local pickup. They've partnered with some of the rideshare services so that you can do local pickup and have the rideshare deliver it to you, which is pretty cool. So Mercari is continuing to enhance and make changes to their platform, and I do like that. Now with Poshmark, I will tell you that they run contests, and Mercari does too, but not the same way Poshmark does. Like, Poshmark sent me an email to enter the contest to win $10,000 just by listing something new. And so they do different promotions to drive traffic to their platform. So that's a good thing. They will do promotions. The cons of selling on Poshmark is they do have a little bit of higher fees than Mercari, comparatively speaking. The potentially higher shipping. So the shipping is higher for a lot of things, especially if you're selling small things. Like, you can sell the same small thing on Mercari and pay less in shipping. It can be time consuming because it is a social sharing marketplace. And so they are looking for you to interact and communicate and be live. And that is a little bit of a challenge for me. Like, I just want to set it and forget it. And I don't want to have to babysit my listings or interact with people just to get people to buy my stuff. Now, that's not 100% required, but it is encouraged so that you can get more eyeballs on the items that you're selling. So that is a difference between Mercari and Poshmark. The customer service is limited to just email. I would say that for a lot of the mobile apps, so it's not just a con for Poshmark. And then you do have a little bit more competition when it comes to some of the wholesale items. I forget which section it is inside of Poshmark, but you'll see some wholesale items. So that means there's more competition for your specific item, and you can't sell everything. They have fewer categories in which you can sell products in. So you need to know the takeaway is that you need to know what people are selling on those platforms in order to determine if that platform is good for you. If you don't know what they're selling, then the platform may not be for you. Um, so that may help you in your decisions. Like, okay, what are the types of products I sell? I sell these types of products. So therefore, I probably should sell the products on this platform over that platform. So just saying, something to think about. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you use this to help you make some decisions on which platform you think you want to sell on in 2023. Hope you'll tune into the other verses that we've done so that way, again, you can make some decisions on what platform you want to sell on in 2023. And use that and share this out with a friend. Let somebody else know about the daily ecom planning sessions. Also, let them know about the Versus series so that they can go out and make some decisions on where they want to sell in 2023. So we invite you to turn up the dial on your business and get laser focused. It's time for you to grab the e-commerce planner. You can grab the 2023 ecom planner by going to myecomplanner.com. It is the ultimate e-commerce planner. It was created for sellers by sellers. You can go to myecomplanner.com right now to buy your 2023 planner. You can schedule a free coaching session by going to ecomsellers.com, clicking on free resources to schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. Again, go to ecomsellers.com, click on free resources to schedule your free 20-minute coaching session. And you're invited to get support on your e-commerce journey by joining eCom Sellers Academy. It's terribly affordable. It's $17.99 a month. You can go to ecomsellersacademy.com to join. If you sign up for the lifetime, you'll get a free e-commerce planner and never have to pay again. Some of the benefits of being a member of eCom Sellers Academy is that you get a free weekly arbitrage list. You get a free weekly wholesale list. You also get live weekly training in addition to a live Q&A, and you get discounts on some of the eCom Sellers products. So you can join eCom Sellers Academy to take advantage of that. You also gain access to the membership site, which has over 200 training videos. So with that, it's time to go through the daily ecom planning checklist. If you didn't go download it, I encourage you to download it now. If you just want to grab a notebook and take some notes, that's fine too. And then afterwards, we can continue the conversation on Clubhouse. So with that, let's go through the daily ecom planning checklist, shall we? Okay. So the first thing, there's three things that we recommend in the daily ecom planning session. Is the first thing that we recommend, there's some activities that we feel like you should engage in the night before. There's some activities we recommend that you engage in the day of, and some advanced planning or thinking that we think will help you to stay on track, stay focused, stay committed to, the plan and the game plan. The goal is to be intentional about the actions and the activities you engage in on a daily basis, and to be consistent about those actions so that you can make progress. The things you do on a daily basis will contribute to your weekly success. The things you do on a weekly basis will contribute to your monthly success. The things you do on a monthly basis will contribute to your quarterly success. And the things you do on a quarterly basis will contribute to your annual success. So definitely consider, putting together a game plan for your success every single day. So the first thing that we encourage you to do, what you need. My buddy just came in. My son just came in. The first one is the things you should be doing the night before. When you should be reviewing and assessing your day, hopefully you built a schedule or a checklist or a game plan for the things that you feel like you need to do that day, and then you can review what progress you made towards that list. So how did things go? What did you accomplish? What did you get done? What did you not get done? What do you need to carry forward to tomorrow or to next week or to next month? So how did you do? Rate your day, assess your day. Okay. The next is to go through and update your daily tracking stats. How many listings did you create? How many sales did you get? How many orders did you fulfill? Some of that's automated, so just checking those numbers every day on whatever tool you're using or platform that you're using to get those numbers. And also there's some other numbers that are inside the e-commerce planner, but you should be tracking those income producing activity stats that are going to help you to know where you stand, what your numbers are. So definitely you should know where you stand with your numbers. The next is to review your personal, your business, and your job online calendar. So looking at your personal calendar and your business and your job calendar to determine what What are the things that are coming up today that you need, or tomorrow, that you need to be mindful of tonight so you're not surprised about them tomorrow? Sometimes we live in a reactionary mode because we forget what's on our calendar or what's coming up. And so just increasing that awareness. And if you participate in the weekly planning session, going through and looking at your calendar on a weekly basis to know what the next week looks like is going to help you reduce the amount of anxiety and stress you have of the unknown because you're surprised by it, you forgot it, you overlooked it, and so now you're trying to play catch up all day. Then the last thing is to build your calendar for tomorrow. Build the calendar of the things that you need to get done, the things you need to do. So you can go through and build a calendar of the things that you need to get done for tomorrow, or build a checklist, or build a to-do list. Make sure it's inclusive of everything that's really happening tomorrow. For some people, building a detailed calendar is what's needed. For others, it may not be necessary. If you're a person that is really rather organized, rather consistent, rather you've already got a game plan that you execute on a regular basis successfully, then you don't need to build a detailed calendar for tomorrow, or detailed checklist, or a detailed schedule or plan for tomorrow. So if you have activities that you engage in on a regular basis and you just need to document the top 5 things that you need to accomplish tomorrow, then that works. Otherwise, the other thing is, if you are a person that time gets away from you, you can't figure out where you spent your time and your energy, you're not making any progress in your business, you're stumbling through trying to figure out why you're not making any progress in your business, then creating a detailed checklist of accounting for what you do in a day may be better for you. So you can check things off, or you can mark things through. You can build a time block schedule so that way you're accounting for where your time is going, and you do a better job of accounting for your time. Initially, when you build that type of schedule, your body and everything about you is probably going to fight it. But as you continue to work towards being more consistent every single day, you'll get better at it and you'll get faster. So make sure you include everything that's happening in your day tomorrow when you build that schedule, if you are that person that needs a detailed schedule to get back on track and to stop wasting time. Now, the morning of, we encourage you to go back and reassess yesterday, just in case when you went through and do the assessment in the middle of the night or at night, maybe you're exhausted and you're tired and something didn't pop up. And you're like, oh, yeah, I did do that yesterday. Let me go write that down. The reason we go back and reassess or re-review yesterday is because of the fact that it gives us the opportunity to learn how to build a better schedule tomorrow. So reassess yesterday so that you can build a better schedule tomorrow. Number 2, review and update your weekly priorities. What are the priorities that are coming up this week? And let's see where you are on those priorities, since it's hump day, Wednesday. How much progress have you made? If you had the top 5 things you need to get done this week, where are you on that progress list? That may force you to make some adjustments to your schedule for today. In addition to that, your weekly habits that you're working to track, where do you stand? Have you been executing those habits that you're working to build or not? Also, look at your monthly plan, your monthly calendar, your monthly checklist. What are the things that you said you were going to be working on this month, and how much progress have you made? You're in the third full week of January. So where are you on the calendar? Where are you? And how much progress have you made towards January's goals? Have you made any progress? No progress? Some progress? Again, that may force you to rethink the next one, which is your schedule for today. So based on those things, do you need to make any adjustments to the schedule you wrote last night? And if so, go ahead and rewrite it. Make some adjustments. Make sure that it is something that is not going to super stress you out, but it's also not going to be so easy that it doesn't give you the opportunity to stretch and grow. So you're looking for consistency and you're looking for progress. So progress may involve a little bit of stretching and may introduce a little bit of stress. So it's okay. Make sure you've identified the main thing for today, and that if nothing else goes right, this is the thing that I need to get done no matter what. So identify the main thing and then move forward with your schedule. Read it out loud, speak it into existence, and then move forward with your day, with your game plan for today, your schedule. Then the last thing is to go through and write out your schedule for tomorrow. Write out the things that you need to get done and the things that you need to make sure that you've you're going to get done tomorrow, what's going to be on your schedule, your agenda, your checklist, for tomorrow. So just write out a draft. It's not that necessary to write out a detailed one at that point because you're going to revisit it tonight. And then the very, very, very last thing is think about the things that are going to disrupt your ability to be consistent. At the beginning of the year, people establish New Year's resolutions and they work to be consistent about whatever it happens to be, whether it is exercising, whether it is balancing the budget, whether it is eating better. There's different things, getting more organized, taking care of their finances, like different things that people will come up with that's their New Year's resolution that they're committing to do. More me time, more whatever it happens to be. And so when there is a kink in their process, one day there's a hiccup that causes them to fall off the wagon, and then they just forget it, and then they find themselves at November or December trying to figure out, I started off the year strong, why did I fall off? So this is your opportunity to think about what are the things that are going to cause you to fall off. What are the things that are going to impact your ability to stay consistent? What are the things that are going to cause you to not be what you're wanting to be? Looking at those things. So once you kind of look at that, make a note of those things that are coming up that might be minor disruptions or interruptions in your game plan. That's the first thing. Sorry. Number 2, make adjustments to your schedule to accommodate those minor disruptions. So an example might be if you're a person that's working out in the morning and you want to really keep up that habit, you're trying to build a habit, it doesn't exist already, you're very random or haphazard, or maybe you're starting off new for the new year, fresh for the new year, then the thing that you might want to do is, if you're working out in the morning, then you want to make sure you don't have any early morning doctor's appointments. Okay. So in order to not have early morning doctor's appointments, that'll keep you on track. But for some reason, you have a dentist who doesn't have any openings. All of his openings are only in the mornings, and they're all at 9 o'clock, or they're all at 8 o'clock, or whatever. You like to go to the gym at 7. Well, it's definitely going to impact your ability to stay consistent on that one day. It's not something that's going to happen all the time. It's just that one day. So the thing that you have to do is on that day, if working out was your thing, or maybe you work your business first thing in the morning at 7 o'clock, if those were your thing, then what you're going to have to do is make adjustments. Move those things over to another time in the day, so that way, if working out is still your thing, you can still go to the dentist appointment, and then maybe you work out after the dentist appointment, or maybe you work out before going to bed, or maybe you work out on your lunch hour. So you still get the working out in. It's just for that day, temporarily, you do it at a different time. So you can maintain the consistency of working out. Or if you're working in your business, maybe you create listings at 7 o'clock in the morning, or 8 o'clock in the morning. But the dentist appointment's at 8 o'clock. So again, you move your listing time to another time. Maybe you move your listing to 7, or maybe you move your listing to 12 o'clock. You move it to another time, so listing is still occurring every single day, and for that day only, it's moving to a different time. Then that way, you can pick up where you left off tomorrow, and you can stay on track. So those things that are minor interruptions in your day, they don't impact. Sometimes they impact the entire day. Figure out how you can maintain the consistency. Put things in place so you can maintain your consistency. In addition to that, think about things that are going to have a major impact over a longer period of time, maybe a week or a few days. Again, what are the main things that you want to keep doing every single day, no matter what, in the middle of the disruption? So like vacation might be one of those things. And so if vacation is one of those things that's coming up, in order to maintain that consistency, the momentum that you built around being consistent, then maybe your income producing activity is creating listings. Maybe you create a few draft listings so that way, while you're on vacation, you can release those listings so that you're releasing new listings every single day still. So figure out how to minimize the impact so you can maintain or sustain the consistency in your life. So those are the things that we encourage you to do. I hope this information is helpful. This has been the daily ecom planning session. We do this every morning, typically around 7 a.m. when the software is working. We hope you'll tune in tomorrow as we continue talking about things to help you on your e-commerce journey. My name is Nicole Whitlock, And my passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey, helping them get organized, get focused, get consistent in their business. If that's you, you can schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. We can talk about your business. With that, we're still live on Clubhouse. I'm going to encourage you to have an amazingly blessed, extremely focused, and highly profitable day. And with that, we'll say goodbye for now. So if you want to continue the conversation, we can continue the conversation on Clubhouse.